Thanks for making us a part of your evening. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Shannon Newth. We begin with an update on coronavirus here in Montana. There has been another death in Toole County due to coronavirus complications. According to the Toole County Health Department, a fourth patient has died there. It's the fourth Toole County death due to coronavirus, bringing the state's total to 8. Earlier today, the governor's coronavirus task force reported 415 total cases, up 11 since yesterday. Good news, more than half of those have recovered. The number of active hospitalizations is 21. Cascade County holds steady with 13 cases. Today, 3 healthcare professionals in Toole County held a town hall answering questions from the public about coronavirus. One of the speakers, Bob Sandman, who serves as the Unified Incident Commander, says they have some interesting challenges to overcome.
This is an interesting dilemma because when you put a COVID positive patient into an ambulance, it contaminates the ambulance. And you certainly don't want a contaminated ambulance to respond to a normal emergency call in your community.
And Sandman said they had to get creative and figure out a different solution.
So we had to actually establish ambulances that would solely be used to only transport COVID positive patients.
Toole County is getting some assistance from the National Guard to help dealing with that situation. Meanwhile, Valley County Health Department implemented a plan to help ease the community's fears. They gave essential workers in town old fair wristbands. These wristbands indicate that a public worker has followed the self-quarantine order. Now, this was not a health order in the county, more of a recommendation to reassure the public.
But an influx of 100 to 150 extra people from not Glasgow, Montana, or Valley County, for that matter, that were coming in here. A lot of public in the county concerned about it, and rightfully so.
Now, they posted a statement online saying these bans are not government issued. They're simply a good faith effort by the contractors to try to put the community at ease. Well, another 5.2 million people filed new first-time unemployment claims last week nationwide, and that brings the total of new claims to about 22 million in just a month. That number could actually be higher. Some states are struggling to keep up with the backlog of claims. Some of the new claims are from workers who wouldn't qualify usually. The CARES Act has opened up unemployment benefits to contractors, freelancers, and part-time workers. Economists say we're seeing layoffs across all sectors. Here in Montana, there were 60,854 claims filed last week alone. In China, officials continue to report a decline in the number of coronavirus cases since the outbreak in Wuhan. Health officials here in the U.S. are learning more about how people are recovering from the virus. Acupuncturist and herbalist Jennifer Holloman says she's read a combination of Eastern and Western medicine and how it stopped symptoms from progressing in a majority of patients. In many cases, up to a dozen herbs and minerals were prescribed along with traditional medicine. Holloman said these formulas help internal functions in the body and shared some advice for people looking to stay healthy through this pandemic.
You can find stuff like elderberry and astragalus and just like immune supporting herbs that you can take to help build your immunity. So that way, if you do come in contact with somebody, like your body can kind of fight that off and it doesn't cling on and you get sick from it.
Holloman says she hasn't seen any patients with COVID-19 symptoms yet, but is helping clients manage both mental and physical stress from the pandemic through acupuncture and herbs. Holloman is currently not accepting any new patients, but she is open for appointments for herbal medicine. She's also shared some helpful tips with MTN on how to find pressure points on yourself to help relieve some stress. That story is on our website. The Montana Board of Regents is temporarily adjusting admission requirements for public universities to help students impacted by COVID-19. The board held a conference call today where they agreed to waive the requirement that all students applying to a four-year university have to submit an ACT or SAT score. The change would also let students prove proficiency in math and writing through their grade point average instead of a standardized test. These adjustments would apply through September of 2021. Leaders say it strikes a balance between maintaining quality and making sure all students still have access.
We pride ourselves on being an open access state. It's one of our key priorities as a system. However, we want to make sure students are prepared. And I believe that this method of applying to our campuses still meets that commitment to college preparation.
Now, students will still need an ACT or SAT score in order to qualify for some state merit scholarships. State leaders are planning to offer the ACT to all students next fall. After a gloomy day yesterday, our Storm Tracker weather team is tracking plenty of sunshine today. Brandon, despite the sun, there's still a little chill in the air.
Yeah, not entirely warmed up yet, but still much nicer than it was in general than what we were dealing with yesterday. We'll start with a look outside. Big difference compared to what we were looking at yesterday. We had those snow showers moving through the kind of gloomy, cloudy skies. Now, maybe one or two clouds here and there, but definitely more sunshine than anything else. And that sunshine has helped us warm up at least a little bit. We made it into the 40s today, 41 degrees our current temperature. You notice that wind is out of the southwest now, too. That's also going to be helping to bring in some warmer temperatures as we get through the forecast. Still a little on the cool side tonight, though. We're going to fall down to about 26 degrees. Our skies are going to stay clear. Our winds are going to stay out of the southwest between about 5 and 10 miles per hour. Into the day tomorrow, though, those winds pick up a little bit, 10 to 15 miles per hour with some stronger gusts, but that really brings in some warmer air. 59 degrees, our high temperature for our Friday. And looking ahead a little bit, we've got some changes in store. Some showers by the time we get to Saturday, some clearing, warmer temperatures by Sunday, and then actually a really nice warm up as we head into next week. Temperatures really going to be climbing, and we'll break all those down in more detail in your full forecast.
Thanks, Brandon. We'll see you in a bit. In just 3 weeks, absentee ballots will be sent to all registered Montana voters for the June 2nd primary election, the state's first all mail-in ballot statewide. To help keep track of all of those major races, MTN is running a series of stories on the contested primaries for statewide offices. In today's segment, MTN Chief Political Reporter Mike Dennison takes a look at the three-way Republican primary for state auditor, more commonly known as the Commissioner of Securities and Insurance.
The Office of State Auditor, which regulates the insurance and investment industries in Montana, is an open seat this election year because Republican incumbent Matt Rosendale is running for the U.S. House. The race has attracted 3 Republican hopefuls, Bozeman businessman Troy Downing and insurance professionals Nellie Nicole of Billings and Scott Tuxbury of Missoula. Downing ran for the U.S. Senate in 2018 and came in third in a 4-man GOP primary. Now he says he'd be a good fit for auditor because of his background in the investment world and developing insurance for self-storage units.
These are 2 highly regulated, complicated industries that I have practical experience in. This gives me a platform of 2 things, of allowing businesses to thrive and protecting the consumer against bad actors. I'm excited about that.
Downing says he'd look for ways to standardize Montana's insurance regulations to make it easier for new companies to enter the market. Nicole is the Communications and Marketing Director for the family-run Victory Insurance, which specializes in work comp coverage. She also wants to make Montana's insurance market more inviting for companies and says she'd encourage collaboration by insurers and others to reduce healthcare costs. Nicole says in the general election, she believes she can appeal to people in both parties.
The difference between me and my opponents is I can connect with people, and it's that common ground. We have common goals, and if we can all just work together toward those common goals, then we really do get further.
Tuxbury has run an insurance underwriting firm in Missoula for 3 decades. He says the state auditor post is his dream job and that he doesn't plan to use it as a political stepping stone. Tuxbury said he'd use the office to educate consumers on insurance and investment issues.
And then when the problems do happen, I'm the kind of person that's going to be there on the ground with them, helping them sort out the problems. I won't be hiding in my office in Helena. If they call me, I won't be in Washington, D.C. I'll probably be in Trout Creek, Montana. I'll answer their call from there.
All 3 candidates say they've been relying on their contacts in the business world and elsewhere to get their name out while being mostly unable to campaign in person. The winner of this primary takes on the Democratic nominee, where there's also competition. We'll tell you about that 2-person contest tomorrow. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And when the 5:30 news continues, getting creative, how the Goodwood guys are adapting their business and building something new.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
Welcome back. While many businesses close up shop right now, what's becoming of wood shops? MTN's Lindsay Hyatt met with the Goodwood guys to find out how woodwork is working in these times.
The sounds of mills and drills used to fill the Goodwood guys' wood shop. But now that sales and customers have dropped, so has the noise level.
I mean, we're used to bringing people in and giving them tours and offering them coffee, and it doesn't feel as friendly. So that's a little odd for us.
But store owners Chris and Susan Crocker decided keeping their customers at a distance was the best way to keep their business in woodworking order.
We met with our employees and decided that the safest thing for us to do would be to limit customers in the retail portion of the store, and then just keep them completely out of our sawmill and our shop.
In order to keep crafting their wooden goods, the Crockers have had to rework their business model.
Forest products are essential, so our mill is definitely essential, and then wood products are considered part of construction and part of the hardware.
Relying on phone orders for bookings and video platforms to get customers looking.
We're really trying to look at alternative methods, pivoting a little bit with what we do to reach out to our customers. We don't have as many people here in person, but we are getting a lot more phone calls, so dealing with people more on the phone. And again, we're doing a lot of video kind of things, so we're trying to reach out to people that way. So we're staying very busy with, trying to just keep going.
That way they can stay close with their customers virtually while at a distance physically. And in case you need help figuring out how to keep your distance,
for good measure, they've even got social distancing sticks.
In Great Falls, Lindsay Hyatt, MTN News.
The Goodwood Guys is open for pickups Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Well, for the first time in its nearly 50-year history, the Governor's Cup will be canceled. Racing director Brian Haynes said they looked at all of their options when deciding what to do, but ultimately decided to cancel the event because they wanted to get out in front of making sure people stay safe during this pandemic. Haynes said there are several options for those who have already signed up for this year's race. They can use the 2020 entry for the 2021 race. They can request a 50% refund of their registration, or they can donate this year's registration to the Caring Foundation of Montana.
We've got some ups and downs in our forecast over the next few days. We're going to break those down after the break.
Thanks. Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with meteorologist Brandon Michaels.
We are still tracking a little bit of cloud cover across the area, mainly in eastern Montana. That's where we're seeing it for the most part right now. A little bit of moisture, and we have actually seen a couple of flurries popping up here and there. Nothing all that significant, no real accumulating snow. But in general, we are seeing a clearing trend. And you can see that really well if we zoom in on the high-resolution satellite. You can see those clouds continuing to push off to the east and kind of fading away a little bit too. So places like Great Falls, we're into completely clear skies now, kind of all up I-15. And even as they head up north toward Havre, we're looking at clear skies there too. So nice clear conditions, and we're going to stay fairly clear through the night tonight. And with the sunshine that those clear conditions have given us, our temperatures are starting to increase at least a little bit. We've got some cooler spots still. 35 only in Lewistown. It's barely above freezing in Geyser, but Great Falls is at 41. Fort Benton is at 44. Havre's at 45. So is Cutbank, and a little bit warmer off to the east too. 43. The current temperature in Glasgow. Now, off to the east, the temperatures really aren't all that much warmer compared to yesterday. In fact, places like Jordan and Wolf Point are actually a little bit cooler, but for some of us, the warm-up has been a little bit more significant. Chester and Cutbank are running a full 10 degrees warmer than they were at this time yesterday, actually 11 for Chester, and here in Great Falls, we're 5 degrees warmer. So it's a step in the right direction, and we are going to see warmer temperatures as we head through the forecast here. So let's do that, starting with overnight lows. Those are going to be a little bit chilly with the clearing skies. 25 for Hayes and Harlem, 31 for Fort Benton, 17 for White Sulphur, and down to about 25 degrees for the overnight low tonight in Jordan. But through the day tomorrow, major increase in our temperatures. By the time we get to noon, we're already pretty close to 50 degrees. It's looking pretty nice by noon. In the afternoon hours, we're pretty much going to spend the entirety of those in the 50s in Great Falls. So a really nice, comfortable day as far as the temperatures are concerned. So actual highs tomorrow: 54 for Hayes, 51 in Lewistown, Havre at 58. Look at Fort Benton, 61 degrees there, and they're not the only spot in the 60s. I think Havre could, or Helena could get there, Malta, Glasgow, Wolf Point, and also Jordan looking at high temperatures in the 60s. So nice, comfortable day for tomorrow, at least. The temperatures are, the winds probably a little bit less comfortable. We're looking at pretty widespread 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts across the area. And then as usual, you get a little bit closer to the Rocky Mountain front, a little farther off to the north. Places in Glacier County like Cutbank, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. And as you get even closer to the divide, probably some stronger gusts from there. So it is going to be pretty breezy for our Friday. Also a little bit higher fire danger with those stronger winds in the forecast. Now, let's go through future track here because it's not all good news in the forecast. We've got clear skies through the night tonight. That's going to be nice. And through the day tomorrow, most of us are going to see a good amount of sunshine through about noon, although we are starting to see some clouds increasing through the afternoon hours. And then we do see a cold front that's going to start to drop through, and that's going to continue to work its way through as we head through Friday night. You here's midnight Friday night, and you can see we got a mix of rain and snow. That's going to transition to some rain and snow showers through the day on Saturday. Not really a lot of accumulating snow from that, but we are going to be seeing some changes in our weather. A little bit of a wintry mix for Saturday, and you notice behind that cold front, temperatures quite a bit cooler. Only 42 on Saturday. The good news, we got some much warmer weather from there. Clearing out through our Sunday, 58 degrees the high temperature. Lots of sunshine on Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures in the mid-60s, 65 and 67. Little cloudier, little bit cooler as we head into Wednesday. And it does look like we are going to cool down a little bit as we head into Thursday as well. A couple of showers possible too. Shannon?
Still to come, celebrating in style. Coronavirus can't stop some birthday love. That story when we come back.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
Welcome back. For many children, there's no more important day than a birthday. But social distancing and stay-at-home guidelines are making it hard to celebrate. So one Great Falls family enlisted some help. MTN's Tom Wiley has more.
Abigail McCready turned 3 years old today.
Abby, come on, go.
Her family had originally planned a Paw Patrol themed party, but social distancing changed all of that. Instead, the McCreadys invited their neighbors to celebrate with signs, and they obliged, lining up and down the street. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. The McCready family had reached out to some VIPs earlier in the week, and on Thursday afternoon, they answered the call. The Cascade County Sheriff's Department arrived in style to help Abigail celebrate, and she was delighted.
It was great, and then she got to get in the car and hit the siren a couple of times. The guys at the Sheriff's Department were just great.
It's tough, you know, you tell a kid they can't have a birthday party. You know, if we can just provide a little bit of excitement for that and show up and do something like this, it doesn't take much time out of our schedule, and you know, you can see the smiles, and it's a good thing at the end of the day.
It was a birthday held under forgettable circumstances, but it led to a moment that Abigail and her family will always remember.
It's a good example of the Montana spirit. You know, you have people here that are just going to make the best out of whatever they can. So
I think, you know, all too often, you know, we're associated with bad things, or we show up for bad things. But when we get a chance to do this and come out to the community and engage in a positive manner, it's a treat for us and a little bit of a break, to be honest with you.
Tom Wiley, MTN News.
And happy birthday to Abigail. Well, appearing on a cereal box has been one way to recognize the accomplishments of champions like Alex Morgan, Muhammad Ali, and Mary Lou Retton. One Helena teen is now getting that same recognition as a champion. Children's Miracle Network champion Bella Nyman will soon be featured on Lucky Charms boxes across America. In second grade, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and separation anxiety. Through treatment at Shodair Children's Hospital, Bella's been able to manage her mental health. She's used her new platform to be an avid voice for breaking the stigma around mental health.
I really just tried to make it a conversation. You know, that's the biggest thing that I have a hard time with, is I feel like a lot of people don't want to talk about mental health. And it's not really a big topic, and it's not really as large scale of a discussion as it should be. So I'm using it to try to make it a bigger discussion.
The Lucky Charms boxes with Bella will start appearing in Costco stores in the coming weeks. When we come back, humans aren't the only ones covering up during this coronavirus outbreak. Meet Marley next.
Welcome back. Looking at the start of our day tomorrow, weather is fairly nice and sunny. Temperatures already warmer than what we were today. By the late morning is a little bit on the breezy side, though.
Well, finally, people are, of course, covering up with masks to keep safe. Marley the dog isn't taking any chances either. Mom Robin says the 5-year-old Maltipoo is very spoiled and goes everywhere with them. Robin works at Big Sandy Medical Center. Big thank you to you from us here at MTN for working on the front lines. Glad to see Marley is in good hands too, taking precautions, sporting the masks. I like it.
Staying safe.
Yes. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you on the CW at 9 and back here at 10.